Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Saturday, August 8th, 2020 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is the love flows in and the love flows out. And today is Lionsgate, and if you know me, you know that I am not very hyped up on Lionsgate energy. I don't like anything that is sensationalized. When something's sensationalized, I get very turned off to it because I'm a Sagittarius. I want to know the facts. I want to know all of the truth behind the things. This is my nature. And a lot of the things, not all, but a lot of the things that are said about Lionsgate don't actually add up. So, that being said, I do like numerology. And so 8-8, it is actually very auspicious. And what I say with this is let's look at the astro and look at what the astro is telling us about each specific Lionsgate energy. So that being said, we have a yod. It's a wide yod, which means the degrees are not yet exact, and yet we're going to be building into this week. And the yods are important. In fact, yod is the finger of God, the finger of fate, being like, this is important. Are you learning this lesson right here? And oh, by the way, you're really going to learn this lesson because there's going to be some obstacles to learning the lesson. And it's usually those lessons that are challenging that we find our way into learning. So the yod, focusing on Sun in Leo, really working with our love vibration, really working through the inner child with our joy, with our heart chakra, physically tuning into the energy of the heart chakra. There is an energy field around us from the heart chakra. It's called a Taurus, but it's not related to the sign Taurus. It's around us, kind of like this donut that's around us. And it's actually much larger than what is the right word? The energy that the brain gives off. So we really want to work with this. We want to clear this field, clear, and really be tuning in to the love that we are flowing out and also the love that we are receiving in. So that being said, these obstacles, the yod is being formed by two inconjuncts, an inconjunct between Jupiter and the Sun, and an inconjunct between Neptune and the Sun. So Jupiter and Neptune working together, it's actually good things can come from those two working together, but I really do feel like these energies both are retrograde, and I kind of get this sense overall of the astro for the day. There are still old stories. There are old structures. There are things that are so built into us, into our society. We know this, right? But it's so ingrained. And it's where we have these major love blocks. And so I think that work is noticing where we still have those love blocks, whether it's, again, in society or structures that we've built in ourselves based on the shoulds, based on past life energies, based on, I feel like, religious energies, based on the law, all of those things, all of those energies that have kind of told us this is how you're meant to be. Just continued vigilance and intention on seeking those energies out and phasing them out of ourselves. So be very aware of that. Be aware when your prejudices come up. Be aware when fears come up. Be aware when anything that is not that love vibration comes up. What is it trying to tell you? And like I said, this goes hand in hand with the astro. We have the moon in Aries, and the moon in Aries is starting later in the day to work into all of those squares with those Capricorn energies. And that's the message that I got about that Aries Capricorn. It's on one hand feeding into the new, and the other hand fighting against the old. There feels like top of the cards, the fighting energy. the building the new versus fighting the old. And I gotta say, this cracked me up. The maturity card in reverse. We may not be very mature about this process. In fact, we may find ourselves kind of fiery. The sun and the moon are connecting today. And so that double firepower, it is feeling really passionate. And it's feeling really passionate about what it wants to do. The ego is very invested in the sun moon energy. So be aware of that. There are benefits from these structures, from these lessons that we've had. In fact, it's one of those things, like, we can stand here and say, I wish this hadn't happened. I wish this had happened differently. I find myself doing that often about past lives and all kinds of things. And yet, the lessons are important, and our lessons of growth, our lessons of evolution in this are very important. So rather than standing out there and being like, I wish it hadn't happened, well, why did it happen? What is the lesson? And how am I called to grow? That being said, we may not find the maturity for that. We may find ourselves kind of fiery in this energy. So be very aware of that. That being said, too, Venus is offline still for part of the day at that 0 degrees energy. And that Venus energy is so helpful. It helps temper us. It can help bring us that intuition energy. So breathe, practice maturity, but just realize, like, the ways of the old versus the new, you may really feel some clash around that. And it may be simple. It may just be like new things that you're integrating in your life right now versus the old patterns that you've been creating for how many days, weeks, years, decades, etc., lifetimes. So do be very aware of that coming up. That being said, let the love flow. I think, is there a song like that? I keep hearing this song, but I don't know the lyrics. So, the other card that I love that I have, the Be Here Now card. Be very present in the moment. If you do find your dander rising, I don't know where that even came from, where is that stemming from within yourself? Keep looking for that. And again, how can you tend to these energies with love? To me, that's what Lionsgate is all about, is really embracing that Leo energy, realizing, like, love is, to me, the ultimate foundation of all. And if we can keep tuning into that and we can keep shifting from there, we can make beautiful progress and process for ourselves. I also have the flowering card. So, you know, going back into that Venus and Cancer energy, self-care, nurturing that yin, being very grounded with your physical needs, that may be part of the building the new process rather than the Fool's Rush in double fire energy. And I speak as a double fire sign myself. So that is it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and stay curious. Namaste.